Hello everyone, welcome back. So today what we'll be trying to do is create, basically we'll take an image and we'll try to turn it into Ascii characters. So just letters kind of. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me go on the whiteboard and explain what we'll be doing. Take a pen. Awesome. Okay. So let's say we have an image of a cat, right? Not really great at drawing, but let's say we have an image of a cat. Okay, there, this is our image. So the goal is currently our image is like, I don't know, that many amount of pixels, right? The width of the image by the height of the image. So these are a given amount of pixels. We could technically just convert every pixels we have in our image to ASCII characters, but that would be a little bit pointless to have uh, like ASCII character the size of a pixel because we wouldn't be able to see that they're actually ASCII characters. So the goal is to reduce, basically scale down the image to maybe something that makes more sense. So maybe having, let's say, one pixel be the size of a 9 by 9 grid of pixels, right? So the scale would be, let's say, reduced by 9, right? So that's the goal. After that, we first need to convert 9 pixels into, let's say, one pixels, or 9 by 9 pixel to 1 pixel, which would be, let's say, like one cell, resulting cell. To do that, we'll take basically, and we'll only keep the luminance of the pixels. So we will not care about the RG and B values separately. We could, but in this case, we will only care about the luminance, which the luminance, I'll call it capital L, is equal to the value of R plus the value of RG plus the value of blue divided by 3, right? It's basically the average value of the pixel, which will be the luminance. And so what we'll do after that is take the luminance for all 9 of them, right? So we'll do like luminance times 9. I know it won't be that, but it'll be luminance plus luminance plus luminance, 9 by 9 times, divided by the amount of pixels we have accumulated in that total, right? So that will be the luminance of the pixels over here, which will make the image more blocky and will remove the coloring as well. We could technically keep the coloring, but like I said, for this example, I'm going to remove it. If you want, you can do it yourself. Just instead of getting the lumens, get the R, G, and B value separately for, like, calculate the same calculation that we did here, but separately for R here, G here, and B here for all of the 9 by 9 grid, let's say. So, and then keep that 1 pixel with those 3 values. So that would also work. Just get the average RGB of that grid. After getting the luminance pixel, so after reducing the size, we have 1 value per pixel. What we can do with that is assign, let's say we have like point dash, I don't know, some you'll have a list, like an array of ASCII characters, right? Which will go from darkest, meaning the less space it takes for that ASCII character, to the more space the ASCII character takes. I believe like the full square takes the most place, right? And what we'll do is we will find the index in that array that maps to the luminance of the pixel, basically. So that's pretty much the goal. Let's see if we can do it. I haven't done it before. So we'll see. And after that, you could also not only add the color back, right? So the font color to that, but you could also try to make it work not only with image, but with your video feed, right? The camera feed, basically. That could be a nice idea as well. So let's see if we can do something like that and hopefully achieve the result that we want. Great. So I have this empty sketch right now. Let me just pull it up. There you go. Let me do this. Okay, great. So it's just a white screen for the moment. So the first thing I want to do is try to display the image, right? That's just display the image. So the image that we have currently is this one, which we'll be trying to display. So what we'll do is first we'll define a variable for the image data, which we'll call img, and then we'll call the function preload from p5, and we'll set image to, I believe it is called load image. I'm not 100% sure. We'll definitely be seeing if it is that. JPEG, yeah. JPEG, there you go. Okay, so we've loaded the image. Now, I don't believe we'll be using the draw function. You might want to use it if you use the camera feed, but personally, I don't think I will be using it. So let's draw image. I believe it is called image. I believe this is the X, Y value we want, and then the width and height we want. So we'll use img dot width. I believe that is something that exists, and img dot height, and possibly we need to pass in the first argument as the image. There we go. So the image is already way too big, as we can see. It's taking up more space than the actual canvas, which is fine by me. I don't mind. So we'll be using this. Let me move also my camera, just so that it's easier for you to see the image. Okay, so this will be the image we'll be using. So it's not a full image, just because full image is too big for the canvas to display it, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, great. Now, we want to reduce down the image, right? So what I'll do is I'll basically do a loop. So for let x equals 0, x is less than, and we'll have a scale, right? We'll have some type of scale. I'll call that SCL. Let's set it at 9, just like we said in the example. We'll see if that's too little, too much, right? Because 9 will be like 9 pixel height and width for the characters, basically. Maybe 9 is a bit low. Maybe like something like 20 would be better. So let's do it with 20. Sure. Okay, so now x is less than img.width, or we'll do the canvas width just because the image is taking more space. Well, let's do it with the image because you might have a smaller image. So x plus equals the scale. Okay, great. We need to be careful that we don't go over that image.width, right? Okay, and now let's do the same but for the height. Y is less than image dot height, y plus equal config dot scale. Okay, great. Now let's gather all of the 9 pixels across, right? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we'll do for let I is equal to 0, I is less than the scale, I plus plus, great. And we will also be doing load image.load pixels, because we'll be working with the pixels of the image. Okay, and we'll do for let j is equal to 0, j is less than, and we'll do like let L for luminance equals 0 to begin with. Okay, and j is less than config the scale again, right? Because we want squares. J plus plus. Okay, and now we need to gather the value of that pixel. So I'm just going to look through the documentation of P5 to get image. Let's take a look. So we have a load image somewhere, I'm guessing. Load image, there we go. So let's take a look at that. Load image, image, load image, sure. Okay. Returns a P5 image object. Let's take a look at load pixels, or just pixels. We'll get an idea on how it works. Okay, pixel density. Well, I want to know how to get the image pixel. I believe, never mind, that's not what I wanted. Let's take a look at image maybe. We'll see how much time it takes me, but hopefully not too long. Okay, filter gray, yeah, okay, load pixel, there we go. Image.setXY. Is there a way to get? Let me see. Height, pixels, methods. Load pixel, oh, get pixel or a region of pixels from the image. Get. Easy to use, but not as fast as image.pixel. Use image.pixel to read many pixels values. The version of image.get, no parameters, returns the entire image. 2 parameters, as in interprets as coordinate, it returns an array with the RGB and A value of the pixels at a given point. Version of image.get with our 4 parameters, as in interpret them as coordinates and dimension. First 2 parameters are the coordinate of the upper left corner, and the subsection, the last 2 parameters are the width and height of the subsections. It returns a subsection of the canvas in a new P5 object, image object. Okay, I think I'll be using this one. So instead of calculating the index, I know it would be better in terms of performance, it seems like they are saying, but I'm fine with that. Okay, great. So we have in here, right, we have const r, g, b, and we have a, which we don't really care about for the sake of this. You might want to use the alpha value as well, but in my case, I don't really care about it. Okay, and it comes from image.get. So I don't actually need image.loadPixels. So get, and then I need to get based on ij, right? And here what I want to say is maybe minus the scale, right? Minus 1 time the scale. There you go. Okay. So image.get this, and now what we can do is add to our L value, or luminance value. We need to add the average of R plus G plus B, right? R plus G plus B divided by 3, because there's 3 of them. And then we have the luminance for that given region. Now what we can use is just use text, I believe, and we'll do over here, somewhere over here, I guess, it's fine. We'll do text size. Well, let's first see if it's working. So let's just draw a rectangle, or square, I guess. A square with fill value of the luminance, which should be between 0 and 255, right? And we'll draw a rectangle at xy of the size of the scale, right? There we go. Okay, so let's see if we got that working properly. Seems like we didn't. It might be an error in here. Oh, it's just loading. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it did generate. Let me reload. Yeah, this is a big image. Maybe not the best option, right? Okay, so it seems pretty freaking light to me. At least that's what it looks like to me. Let me console log um, the value of RG and B, right? This is not, the computer is not going to like this, right? Yeah, as you can see. So it seems like those values are not really actually going up to 255, right? I think the biggest value I'm seeing is like 50, or not even like, oh yeah, the computer's not liking that. That's for sure. All right, you can see those are really small values, meaning it should be pretty dark. I mean, those pixels should be pretty dark. Okay, interesting. Let me just stop this by removing the console.log, otherwise the computer is really going to freak out. Yeah, so this is really demanding. The way I'm doing it, I would suggest you trying using the pixels array. But anyway, it's fine. Let me open it up in a different tab, since I seem to froze it. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So why is it giving us this? Meaning pixels are not actually representing exactly what I wanted. Oh, you know what? It's because 0, they're all the same color, because going I to 0 to scale is always the same pixel, so I would need to add the current X and the current Y, right? Like this, possibly. Let's see. It might not be that as well. Okay. I'm not seeing it. Oh, yeah, and I need to divide that luminance value. So luminance divided by config.scale times config.scale, right? That's right, times config.scale. Divide equals like this. There we go. Okay, great. So we've got the thing working. At least the pixelization of the image working. That's good. Let me also just resize that image real quick. I don't know if I can do it. I'll do it using, yeah, let me do it on the other screen, just because it won't be too long, I hope. Let me try that. No, not here. Okay, give me a couple of seconds and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've made a different image. Well, I just cropped the image. It's the same size. Well, it's not the same size anymore, but I've cropped the image so it's a bit smaller. So let me load that one. Let's see, image2.png this time. Okay, great. So we have our image. That's good. Maybe 20 is a bit big, right? It's difficult to see that it's me, and I'm wearing sunglasses. So let me do 10. Okay, 10 is fine by me. So it's pixelated by 10. Okay, so let me do as well no stroke, just for right now. Anyway, this is not the end goal. The end goal is to have this be not pixels or squares, but to be ASCII characters, right? So this, we're pretty much done, right? We just need to implement the ASCII characters showing up and we're good to go. So let me do that, right? Let me ASCII, I don't have like a list prepared of ASCII characters, but let's do ASCII in weight order. I don't know if that's something. ASCII table. Ordered Ascii ordered by space, maybe. Is this? No, this is just the ASCII character for space. Okay, well, we'll just make up a list ourselves. It won't be the best, but anyway, that's fine. List equals, so a list of characters, right? Let's do that. Let me zoom in, let me remove this, close this. Okay, now we have a good list. Okay, so the first character, I'm thinking of just space, right? So the less thing we have in the ASCII characters, the more empty, the more black it will be. After that, I'm guessing the point is a good one. After that, maybe the dash, or the dash is maybe a bit. Maybe the back tick, or yeah, maybe the back tick could be a good idea. Maybe the back tick even before the point, right? So maybe the point after the back tick. After the point, maybe the star. It's a bit much, right? So maybe this is a good one. The quote, and then the star, and then I don't know. I'm really not good at this. Okay, maybe this before the star, and then after the star, maybe H, and then after H, maybe at, and after at, maybe pound, right? Something like that. It might not look good. Actually, it will not look good. Okay, now we just need to find the index in our list. So we'll call that index, which will be equal to the floor of the map of the value of the luminance, which goes between 0 and 255, supposedly, to 0 and the length of the list. Okay, there we go. And then what we can do now is just let me comment both of these out. And we will do text with the character, so list index comma at x and y, I guess. I think it's working, but I want to remove this. There we go. Let's see. It is kind of working. I think we're pretty much done with the sketch. One thing I would suggest is getting a way better list than mine. My list was just made up on the spot. It's definitely not thought through, as you can see. But hopefully you liked this sketch that we made together. Feel free to leave any comments in the description down below. Oh, one thing, right? I know why this is looking like this. I want to do fill 255 and then do the background as black. There you go. Let me see. There you go. Now it's a little bit better. I was thinking like it doesn't look like anything. So great. So we have something using ASCII characters. It doesn't look good because it's my interpretation of it. It's not the best, I will say. So I would really recommend you to try it out on your own. See if you can make something work with this. Hopefully you can. I'm sure you can make something better out of what I did. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this. If there's anything that could have been done that you didn't see that you would have liked to have seen. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Thanks for watching. leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.